Hello. Welcome to the championship match against Marcus. The standings, I am 1 point ahead of him, and we tied in our regular season match, so if I get 3 games or more, I win. If he gets more than 3 games, he wins. So there's not really much going on here as far as, we got Tactician and Black Market. Well, that's probably all good enough. To build a little bit. I guess the question is, how do you open? I'm gonna open Black Market Spice Merchant, I believe, and then see. I mean, you can open Overlord. It's not too unreasonable either, but anyway. It means you probably play your Black Market and buy nothing, or at least there's a chance of that. Although, obviously, if you get the Overlord, it does mean you can start doing Mountebank immediately. So, it's good for that. Clearly. So. I guess I don't really want or need these cards, although they're fine. I mean, the N would be pretty nice. Possibly. Anyway, I'll get a Mountebank. The Overlord, of course, is nice because it can be like a Tactician as well. So, he won't be able to afford that. He gets a Spice Merchant now. Willing to take a Workers' Village and an Overlord of my own. I have my Mountebank still in here, so I'll probably just pay the debt back. It's not worth drawing on. Transmogrify is quite nice here, in conjunction with the Watchtower, of course. Probably getting cursed again here. He goes with the Tactician play there, which seems perfectly reasonable to me. I'm gonna keep trashing here. None of those are any good. Well, that truly isn't how I wanted it to go. Actually, I can do this. Oh, and I drew one anyway. Well, whatever. I'm a bit over terminal. Those are nice. I guess the bazaar is probably the best thing in there. I didn't know he had just bought a tactician. Well, so if I draw more actions, well, that's no good. It's just no good. What? That's garbage. Alright. That is garbage, though. Cards at the bottom of the shuffle. The Overlord and the Spice Merchant. That sucks. Quite bad. Quite badly. Menagerie is quite good. It was probably a really bad mistake to do the Overlord as a Spice Merchant rather than a Tactician. Probably really bad. There's a workers' village in here too, right? No, I had that. Take that back. I can buy an Overlord here. It's expensive though. And I wish I had got it last turn actually. But he can just buy another Overlord straight up, or he can do like Transmogrify Tactician. Or that, I don't know. I don't know if the trade's worth it, but probably is pretty good still. I guess with this black market business, it's pretty good still. So this is going really poorly. This is probably just a Tactician, yeah. Well, I had better go for that as well. Throne room's awesome. Just incredible. The throne is, well, it was probably GG already, but the throne is, I'd say, clear GG. I'll give it another turn. If he has his Tactician in hand, it's probably resignable. But I can play my Tactician hand out at least and see what happens there. probably not much. Yeah, it would be totally crazy to not buy the throne room. Yeah, it's just not gonna pan out here. He's just ahead on everything. So I don't have a tactician yet, right? He had the curse again. What? You just can't. Nothing to do there. No reason to continue. That's the worst. The worst feeling in the world is when you buy the mountain bank, you give them one curse, and then they block the next two. That's just the absolute worst thing that happens in Dominion. That's not true. There's so many things that are worse. But it's one of the bad ones. In case that wasn't abundantly clear already. I'm not sure what the dilemma is. He doesn't have a maybe he's thinking about replacing something. Maybe that's the dilemma. I don't know. There's sort of limited things he could possibly be doing here. Assuming he got to... I guess unless these last two cards are really like his two other overlords or something. In which case the answer is still play your treasures down and then play your watchtower and draw them. The throne room is so good. I wonder if he'll get... Well, it wouldn't do him any good next turn. get another normal tactician. He can just buy another overlord and have one debt. Though, yeah, you kind of run out of stuff to do here unless you pull even more villages. Of course, he throned a cantrip last time. He could throne his bazaar if he draws it, and then he can do quite a bit more on his turns. As far as, like triple mountebanking me or something. Is a thing he can do. Ooh. I don't know that just getting candlestick makers, that's a pretty weak kind of play. So this is awful. It's really awful. I will take the rats and I will top deck it instead of trashing it, Normally that's what you do, you trash it. And I will play this. Okay. Well, that was still a really crappy turn. But it was my really crappy turn. Yeah, let's get out of here. Alright. That's the first one for him. I might have started, right? Yeah, I started. That's bad. Alright. Do 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 do. I guess this is a big highway thing with city quarter for draw. You've got to fight the cultists a bit though, but I mean, like, the ruins don't actually help city quarter. They just, maybe city quarter is okay with them. I don't know. I've never played a game with this particular pair of cards, so I'm not sure. But my suspicion would be that you still don't want the ruins. So I'm not sure what the opening is. Maybe silver horse traders. Spice merchant's nice too. I mean, you'll definitely want a spice merchant, but I'm gonna try the silver horse traders. And I'll get a spice merchant on my shuffle, hopefully. If I draw the horse traders, I will anyway. Spice merchant silver is one of these that can just miss on the hitting the fives. But I don't know if he did. He did not. So anyway, I did get two. I wonder if it's worth it to put in the city quarter yet. Probably not. I need to be able to afford a spice merchant. Somewhere along the lines, I guess. Please don't have your cultists yet. Okay. Shoot, what is this? This is unacceptable. Maybe I'll draw a cultist. What is this absolute garbage? Can I try the city quarter yet? I won't draw it. It'll be just dead draw. Hey, what's this card, cultist? Do I ever get to play one? Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? Yeah, he's gonna beat me on the back of the trashing here, for certain. And it won't even be close. And alright. Won't even be close. I'm not even gonna... I got Cultist, and I'm still gonna probably lose the Ruin split like 7-3 or something. I don't really like that horse traders, but you should pretty much just buy like city quarters, like over and over again, till he trashes the rest of his coppers, and then just go from there. You could get a highway, but I mean... Let's see what his hand looks like here at the start, but if he draws... Well, okay, we'll keep going. Maybe you just have to open Spice Merchant. I mean, I could believe that. Though, obviously, it can go differently than the way these draws went. There, I finally got a little bit of traction. Though, not really much. What do I have? I mean, it's junk in there, so... Can't keep going. This nice hand. He had 2 horse traders? I mean, that's not that weird, but... Well, he'll draw the deck this turn. Um, hmm. And he's got another city quarter, right? So he can just play it and draw it all. To playing the patrician, I mean, maybe is there a reason? I can't think of one. All you just need to do is you just play your horse traders and your spice merchant for money and then go on your merry way. Put your 2 horse traders in your opening. That's not actually useful. Well, it is here. Do you really want to top deck cultists? I mean, did he top deck a city quarter with it? I mean, how many city quarters? We've bought 7. That was 3. So he probably has a 4th one. That makes sense if he put a city quarter in there with it. Then he knows he's got city quarter of 3 actions. So that's pretty good. I wasn't actually sure what he did. You know, that was less draw doing it that way. Okay, we can resign this one too. Alright, fast games. That's what we want. That's what I want. Whoops, I messed up my banner and my whatever this other thing is. The game. I'm prepared to resign all of these early. I've got no qualms about that. So there's King's Court, but nothing good to King except Armory, I guess. Nothing really good to Kingdom. Okay. I mean, you still go for it. It's good, but it's not. It's sort of odd, I guess, is how I would describe it. An odd board. Anyway, let's get the Magpie. And I suppose I'll open with a dungeon. The silver is okay too. You can open Armory. That's fine also. It may be better. Probably better. I'm not really thinking right now. That didn't pan out. Nobody got the labyrinth points so far. You know, you can King Court Armory for like either either for gardens or for like temple fuel. Those are things you can get armories for, or you can use armory for. As far as points, payload. Come on, show me one. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. So I wonder if I should get a minstrel in here somewhere. Second dungeon also would be good. We can try and really go for the magpies. Though there may not be any left soon. He has an armory now. I've gotten better luck on the labyrinth point so far. Though he's going to get it here, I assume. Cartographer is nice. Very nice. Okay. Well, this is as good a time as any to gain my my other dungeon. That's a lot of magpies. We'll need a minstrel, probably one in temple. No real reason to keep these estates around. Unless I get back to the armory, probably not getting labyrinth points. Since the magpies aren't going to cut it. Cartographer is nice for getting to 7 once. Silver will be nice for that as well. I was going to say the dungeon may not be too kind to me this time around. This is sort of how the magpies go eventually. So I guess it's a question of whether I think I can get to probably advisor. Do I need an armory or a minstrel yet? Or just an advisor? Seems like the trashing is probably worthwhile somewhere along the way. We're gonna get a good amount of points here. Armory's okay. Or advisor. Let's try and get to the King's Court, which to me means adding draw, not just a minstrel. Of course, if you get the King's Court and the minstrels, you probably don't need anyway because you're kinging cantrips a fair amount. There's definitely something to be said for maybe taking a silver earlier to help the hitting the 7, because you basically have to, not basically, you do have to draw your deck in order to, or at least all your coppers in order to get to 7 without the silver. Minstrel is nice because you can top deck a silver then and draw it with the armory. So that's something. Yeah. That's trouble. It's trouble with a capital T. The magpies don't draw a lot when you're already holding 30 6 is a lot worse than 7. Like a lot worse. I guess my last 2 cards, one's a tunnel or a dungeon, sorry, and one's probably a magpie, most likely. Maybe wanted to discard copper, I don't really know. Probably not. There's trouble though, him getting, because 1 King's Court means you're likely to get another one the next turn, so if you're behind on the getting the king's courts, you're just going to be behind the rest of the game. Pretty much. I think this will be resignable too pretty shortly. Yeah. That's not going to pan out. I don't really need the dungeon or this. So that was nice. Anyway, let's just do advisor. I don't know what he kinged on his turn, nothing. So his king court is in hand. If he can king an armory to get some nice stuff here, that'll be trouble, especially like a temple. Like if he can king armory for advisor, minstrel temple or something, that's gonna be tough to beat. He doesn't have a lot of cards in hand, but I don't know about the second dungeon, to be honest. I would really love to get some trashing in this deck. I wonder if I'll be able to draw through and then leave coppers for a magpie at the end. That's probably, what's the word? It's probably ambitious. Overly ambitious, maybe. So, let's get the king's court. Yeah, it's not the best. We'll just not discard any of this stuff. How do we want to do this? So we want the armory very last, and this like that. Looks about right to me. We can do this. Okay, that's nice. So we can draw both of those. Armory not last, but like that. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. Well, I really would like to king the armory. So we can do something like something like that. this a shuffle worth triggering? I don't know. I guess I've got a dungeon, so it's not the worst thing. Anyway, there goes that. And there's an advisor in there. Yeah, that's all right. Shuffle to trigger. It's not the best thing, but at least he didn't buy a king's court last turn. I guess the idea of the dungeons is to line up your kings with your other kings. And then, king the king. That's the usual approach. It's a little outdated, but just kidding. I'm just joking. You must have a king's court in there somewhere, right? There's some king's courts in the deck. So I don't know what the magpie split was. Jeez, these turns in the log are long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At least 6. Maybe 7. Probably just 6. He won't be able to buy a king's court again. The trouble is that he's got better pile threat than me, although it's hard to maybe get it all together. What he'd gain. Now he's greening already. That seems... I couldn't possibly have ended it on my turn, so I'm not following that move. To me, that looks pretty bad. Especially you top deck them. Which, I know you get to, I understand that the king's courts are hiding. I understand that you get to play a dungeon, but still, I don't understand it. Does not compute with me. Well, okay, so I can do the king, but I'm not... Well, I might be able to. I guess it's better than not. We just have to draw some cantrips. and we'll be able to do the armory. We just won't be able to ooh, I'm not going to unless this magpie draws a copper off one of these. Hooray! It did it. So now the question is, what can I get that doesn't result in my immediate death? Can I end it? I can gain 3 armories. I guess I should look for endings. Those are usually good to look for. So if I gain 3 armories, I don't think I have the draw for that, for the proposed plan, because I would leave 4 armories left, and I'd have to empty the advisors as well. I mean, I guess I could do like armory, advisor. Maybe. That's still not going to be enough. I think I would have the actions to do it, I just won't be able to end it. Yeah, not gonna work for the pile out, but it's probably worth getting a few good cards. Usually is worth that. But what is the question? Since I don't want to really allow a 3 pile myself, but if we get some, I'm trying to think if getting a dungeon really makes it much easier or not. It can't possibly, right? Because it could be good to play another dungeon here. So let's get an armory. And a dungeon. I think it's okay. I mean, what do I know? Probably should have done the dungeon last. Well, it's okay. So, oh, it was a cartographer. Maybe there wasn't pile out with that amount of draw. It seems probably not. But I'm not really very expert on these things. There may have been. Okay, so we got a little top decking action, which is always nice. I don't personally think there's going to be a pile out for him, but I could be wrong. It's a good start if your magpie draws a copper. You're always happy to see that. Then that's not so happy. Maybe the dungeon does make it a little easier. That could have been a huge blunder on my part. I don't really need 2 dungeons. That's going to be overkill. That would be funny. I would laugh if that was what won it for him, but that seems unlikely. If he kings 2 armories, my 1 dungeon wouldn't make a difference unless he also doesn't have $3 somehow, which, is possible. So I'm not sure what the play is between the minstrel and but I'm sure on the rest of these, so. Well, he's not going to king more than 1 armory. He's definitely doing dungeon. I did not. I just don't get the gardens that turn. To me, it's just nothing. It doesn't make sense. The trick on my turn, of course, will be drawing lots of cards and kinging armories. King and king's courts mainly, actually. I suppose he can just try and run the piles down by gaining lots of gardens and hope he just has big enough points lead. Like he's gonna buy gardens too. That's one way to do it. So the minstrel's sort of stupid, isn't it? Probably. So he does that. My first gardens will be worth. So how many cards do I have? This is good to count now when it's easy. 22, 24, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 31 cards. So the 2 gardens bits will be worth 8 points for me. And then if I could buy a province, that would also be another 8 points. So this point deficit seems pretty achievable. I can also gain a temple for a couple points, or rats is another one that I can gain for 2 points. The point thing seems fine. The issue, I guess, is I have to use. So let's say I get 6 armory plays. 2 of them are gardens, 2 of them are advisor. 1 of them is probably a rats. 1 is like a silver, maybe. Then that gives me. Well, that's already gonna give me enough stuff to win. Even if I don't quite manage that, I don't know if he would be able to end on his turn. He may not get to it just based off sort of the junking he's done to himself. Anyway, here I don't know what cards to get rid of because, well, it's hard for me to know what's gonna be on top and stuff. So, maybe the minstrel in the tunnel, or an advisor for starters. This doesn't seem wildly outrageous to me. I could also toss the advisors now. Let's try this. Well, maybe a minstrel is worse still. The advisor is hard because you know what advisor does. You all know. It's a good king's court target still though. Okay, so the dungeon is sort of the worst king's court target, so let's just save that for later. I would like the cartographer to maybe let me hit some temple action. I mean some magpie action, so I don't have to draw those up at the end. Yeah, those are all fine. Let's do it like that. And I guess do another one, see what we get. Okay. Seems pretty reasonable. So the trick with the King's Court, if I get King's Court on both, I get 5 non-King's Court actions tripled. 2 magpies. This almost looks like the spot where I can afford to play an advisor, although the third card could be a king. Oh, nope. Yeah, that was definitely the spot where I could play a... So what have I tossed? A silver and a copper as far as treasure. So there's still some coppers in here. You can pull those out probably. Okay, this should be clean. I can't imagine that this doesn't win. But we can start now. Have I discarded enough that these advisor won't draw the whole of everything? Yeah, okay. Alright, that was one tripled action. So then I can do a second tripled action to gain. I don't really have the money to gain a temple with a duchy also wins, right? I think a duchy is 5 points. 7 is the temple. That'll give me 15. If I've done this math correctly, which is perhaps over a bad assumption on my part. So if I can just draw this other armory, I can just go ahead and end it with expedience, I think. So if I do I've got 3 more. So what I want to do is play the temple first to get the 3 more points on there. Then do the armories for stuff. Yeah, okay. I already have minstrels. I already have magpie. already have advisor. I didn't actually, well, he had those turns where he didn't get 7, but maybe the second armory was too soon for him. I'm not positive on that, though. And then I didn't like the gardens at all when he took them, so. Well, the match continues. This is a fast one. This is a really potentially very fast one. No buy. Well, Spice Merchant could be a thing. You could get to a place where you can ball for 2 provinces twice, maybe. I don't know what the opening is. The trashing, probably you've got to take a Spice Merchant, but I don't know if you take a silver. Yeah, and he's doing the mill, which gets him to governor, but I'm going to believe in thinning here. The mill's nice. You can pair with a develop, and you'll still be sure to hit your 5. So that's cool for that strategy. I hope I draw the develop. Yes, thank you. And I can just save. Take a governor here. I guess I could take a ball, but he's taking a ball. You know, I can believe it, I guess. Yeah, there's a nice menagerie mill thing that's here. That's for sure. So you can do that to fuel your progress. That's interesting. It's better for develop too. Maybe should have been a herald rather than a mill. You can get governors off. Develop pretty easily. Oh. And if you have the 4s when it comes time for them to do remodeling, you can get governors. I wonder if I should have got just a highway though, just to enable ball for double governor. Well, it's not obvious to me anyway. Whatever the play was, it's not clear to me. I'm fine even if I draw the develop if I just trash a copper, so that's okay with me. I do have 5 now, but this is still pretty good to be thin. I've heard this rumor about thinning. Let's get a menagerie. Yeah, it's 5. That's nice. There. I think I will also get the highway. Alright, this is going to be a turn. I do need heralds, maybe. The action would be nice, but it's not critical. So I've trashed more than him. One would assume. Several cards more. So I'm hoping to have quite a pretty deck. Striking at his mill. Okay. I suppose that's probably the wrong order to play that all in. That seems to be my usual mistake. Okay. I only have 1 copper left. That's nice. Can I get rid of the estate in a useful fashion if I don't play a highway? I can. Well, getting lots of governors is probably okay. An okay approach in any case. He still doesn't have any menageries. He's a lot less trash than me. If I lose this game, it probably means that I completely blew it. Would be my guess. Let's get another mill. Herald could be alright, but I suppose I could I suppose I could aggressively. I want to get to my highway, right? I wonder. How much does that give me? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Gives me 9. So whether I want to develop the Spice Merchant or trash the copper for like Ball Herald like Ball Herald or something. Fortunately, I don't get to double ball. Oh, never mind. I'm bad at counting. I do get to double ball. Well, let's do that. He still has like 0 draw, besides the governor. Saving mills will be pretty useful for kicking off, I think. Or potentially quite useful for that. Well, I won the governor split like 7-3 or something. So he pretty much has to play for a highway mega turn at this stage. Or something like it. And I can just play pretty straightforward. Get 3 provinces this turn, get 3 provinces next turn. As far as that goes. I do need to get to one of these menageries before I can really enjoy myself. So yeah, we don't want to discard. I'll probably ball for double mill. Maybe mill menagerie. So I don't know what he can put up this turn. It's not 5 provinces. He doesn't have a gold yet. I mean, I'm pretty safe here, right, to just draw a lot and then see. I mean, like a double province is going to be totally out of range. He doesn't suddenly have the ability to gain 30 duchies in a turn. All right, so yeah, okay. All right, we're tied up again. I like some of the stuff I did in there. I don't know if it was better, but I like the trashing certainly worked out really well for me. So I don't know if the mill is the thing to do or not. His mill open versus a spice merchant. So, wow. This is an interesting board. There's no draw. There's there's a little bit of trashing. Salt the Earth helps speed up the duchy, the ill-gotten gains thing. Though the young witch, I guess, gets in the way a little bit. Forge is there, but hardly does anything. Takes too long, I think, to buy it. Alright, we're gonna go for the old classic. See how it goes. Could have opened Bridge Troll and played more of a action heavy thing as well. That action heavy thing will be able to do arena points, I guess. That's nice. I don't know if it's worth it to get a Bane or just power through. See how many curses he gives me. Alright, he's falling there. I don't know if I want a young witch. Probably I want a young witch. He's got a harbinger. Okay. Maybe I don't want a young witch then. Well, hit one harbinger is hardly a reason not to buy one. After all, I don't think. I mostly got the Young Witch because I think it might actually help me draw good stuff. I don't really expect it to hand out many curses, but I have a lot of coppers already, which is usually not what you want in this kind of deck. I mean, not right away anyway. And I'm still missing 5 periodically. So, I don't know if the remodel does much. Maybe it does. Man, come on. That's frustrating. I could start salting already, but that's seems a bit overeager without knowing, even if I'm ahead on that count. So, what does the remodel do exactly? What does any of this do exactly? Hope I give him the last 2 curses here. Did he buy 2 Harbingers? Oh no, he didn't play the Harbinger. Alright. See, on this last one, he'll be able to top deck the Witch, but not to play it. He may be able to remodel something into the last IGG though. So, well, that's a bit of a bummer that I didn't win the curse split right there. Obviously, I need some way to end it. Can gain 2 more IGGs. Can gain... Well, you can go like Barons and try to run out the estates or something. No one's about to just turn around and start buying provinces anytime soon. The fastest thing may be to play for provinces and keep salting the earth while going for them. Try and run the provinces out. It's all very interesting stuff. I may get a bridge troll here if he takes the IGG. Maybe a royal seal. It's not crazy. I don't know. He's either having horrible connection troubles or has a really tough choice. Oops, I wasn't watching Discord. He was trying to tell me something. Alright, there goes the IGGs. I guess I'll just start on the duchies. He's starting on the estates. Ooh, that was awful close to a province. Awful close. He's getting lots of remodels, which is fine with me. He's gonna do turbo remodel. That's not a thing, by the way. Well, the arena plan is kind of interesting. I would say. Shoot, I don't know. I'm gonna take a mining village. See if I can spike a province. Maybe I'll draw 2 ill-gotten gains off the top here. I think I've seen most of mine. This is an interesting arena strat. He's basically just going curse to estate and then buying estates, which is, I don't know what's right here as far as copper gaining or not. I don't have a darn, whoops, sorry. I needed another copper, actually. I'm bad at counting. Man, 4s will be the death of me. I wonder how this all would have gone if I had hit. I should have bought a bridge troll, for sure, instead of that first duchy I bought. I wonder how this would have gone though if I had taken, if he has 8, I will scream. I can't take estates now. I wonder how this would have gone if I had managed to grab the... given him the last 2 curses there. Man, I hit 7. Shoot. That's not going to cut it. I assume the game's just not going to last. He's going to be able to top deck remodels here, and the game's not going to last long enough for me to buy a province or 2. Which is unlikely anyway. I would require mining village and a bit of luck. Like, it can't even be right for me to take the estate. I mean the duchy. Right? Can it? Can't possibly. If I take the duchy... I get 13. He can... Let's say he just gets 1 estate. Yeah, that doesn't work. Oh, that's no good. Where's my... Where's my... He'll have his remodel now. Oh, he top decked the IGG. Interesting. Okay. Well, we got one of those. What are the odds he has, like, absolutely nothing to do for, like, 2 turns in a row? They're not very good, that's the answer. I'm glad he did the Salt the Earth for style. That's what you want to see from your opponents. Okay, so we're going to the last game. Unfortunately, he gets to start in it, so... This decides it all. Fate of the league. I should have asked DG to win a couple more games against him. Would have been nice. Well, this one's a big ol' mess, right? I don't know, you open Potion Ambassador, Potion Ambassador Lurker, Ambassador Swindler, Farming Village Ambassador, Farming Village Ambassador's possibility. I don't know. I usually like to. I don't think quarry's right. I usually like taking the village. Let's try 2 ambassadors. Maybe it should be the potion. We'll find out. Nope, already looking awful. 2 estates. No, I don't know what he has. Yep, okay. Right, sure. Cry. Woohoo, I'm winning. That's the important thing. The points lead. Oh, he thinks I won't take a 3rd ambassador. Well, he's right. Just kidding, he's not right. I'll do it. Well, maybe I'll do it. I wonder if I trash a farming village, if he'll gain it. What am I doing? I'm already gonna lose this right off the bat. I can't buy anything, right? No, why? And that. Here, have a free farming village. Like, why would I do that? It's the stupidest. Just the dumbest thing in the world. It would not be nice, not have a collision one of these times, but that would be cool, but what am I doing? It's just stupid. Terrible play. Terrible, awful, awful, terrible, awful play. I've got ambassadors up in here as well, right? I triggered a shuffle. I didn't know. I knew there was one ambassador, but I didn't know it was all ambassadors. I can't ask for an undo for that. Though I desperately, desperately need one. He's gonna toss my farming village too. No, he didn't have anything. Okay. Totally resignable now. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't even know if my play works out, like, even if I don't have all my ambassadors collide repeatedly. Oh, no. And I don't gift him a farming village. Oh no. Well, we've got a 4th league champion. Son of a gun. I wonder if you guys can see this. Maybe. There's sort of like an optical illusion here where it looks like there's like a circle kind of around the what is the thing for? There's like a circle from this young witch be it to this part. Not over here, but and then the quarry, like just a tiny amount. Oh, he wanted a windfall. I should have denied that. I should have denied it. I hope the windfall comes back to punish him horrifically. In a painful way. Though it doesn't appear that it's going to. It's crazy. I'll go ahead and say this. It's 100% wrong to not be attacking me with Swindler. Like, he's got the draw, he's got the spying attack. So he better be getting a Swindler right now or he's crazy. You can literally trash scrying pools out of your opponent's deck and put them into your deck. You don't want gold. It's useless. You only need $8 on this board. You don't want treasure. You could just have actions and be for sure drawing your deck every turn. Not that he has a very, he's obviously very likely to draw his deck each turn, but it's crazy to play it that way. Well, there went all my scrying pools. And they didn't do anything. He is still not, apparently, maybe he's just being friendly. I don't know. He could probably end the game on this turn. He could definitely end it next turn. If he doesn't want to end it this, well, he probably can't do 10 gains this turn, but he could do 5 gains this turn and 5 the next turn. I hope he keeps buying provinces, man. Oh, he gave me, like, when did I buy a potion? I'm gonna cry. He's gonna show something. No, okay. He could be, well, he's wrecking my deck, but he could be really wrecking my deck. Like for real, he's like sort of halfway wrecking my deck right now. Why? Oh no, why did I do the things I did? The worst thing I did was, like, the opening is maybe forgivable because, like, Ambassador is not the worst opening, especially with the 2 around. But it's better if the 2 is like a cantrip or like a Haven or a Pearl Diver or something. But anyway, then the real problem is, yeah, can he do it now? No, but he can get close anyway. So, like, the real problem was that time I put the farming village in the trash for him. That was the stupidest thing. That was just unbelievably stupid. Ooh, I drew some cards. Alright, so I need a swindler. Right. Gotta get one of those. I mean, I'm not going to be able to use it this turn, but next turn. So I mean, the game's not going to last long enough for this strat, if you will, to work. I really already had enough villages too. Does he have the pile out already? Well, he will now, I assume. Alright, he's got it in hand because that's 4 gains. He won't miss it, so time for me to say congrats. I'm a sore loser, but he played well. I did some stupid stuff, and also then some shuffles just didn't go my way. So anyway, thank you all for watching, and I guess I'll see you around.